because I think we were originally going to do this at like 10:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That's much better. All right, so all right, we live?
Yes, we are live.
Yeah, so this
Okay.
this might be okay. We're good on stream audio.
Okay.
So okay,
Yeah. Do you want to send the link?
yeah, I was about to send it. So this is going to be a little. We've covered Lolcows before. I know it's been like a long time since we
Yeah, we haven't
reacted,
touched this in a bit.
but we're going a little outside of like because a lot of them have been like gaming related and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, but this one isn't so much gaming related necessarily, but there is just there's a similar. Just I'll bring this back to gaming at the end because this guy is Crashout. So this happened like just this last weekend, and um, obviously we still have the thing up, but you'll see the reveal of who we're reacting to, and this is definitely not what we normally react to, by any means. And I'm sure Immortalix he sees already what's going on,
Yeah.
and
I see. Yeah, I can see a very blurry version of the thumbnail.
yeah, well, it's like some AI. I think they're like all using like AI generated whatever, because
Okay.
like that's like a thing that these people tend to do. But
Yeah.
so okay, I see what you mean by it being blurry.
Yeah.
um, so this might be a little bit blurry, unfortunately, but what's important is audio, and I do have like time codes. We're not going to listen to the whole watch, listen, whatever. It's the whole thing because it's an hour long. But I do
Yeah.
have like highlights that kind of gets to the point. Um, so I have to ask: Have you seen this guy before?
Uh, uh, Based off the blurry image, I don't think so.
You know? Okay. If I said the name Steven Anderson, does that
I
ring a
feel like
bell?
you've mentioned that name to me before, but I don't know exactly who that is.
Okay, so oh boy, there is a certain class of fundamentalist Baptist,
Yeah.
and this without saying exactly what it is because I may or may not be familiar with them. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but let's just say this guy is the spearhead of like a variant of it that is like basically Westboro Baptist Church, like if they
Oh.
had like
Okay.
online and internet presence. And I know some
Yeah.
people are probably gonna be like, "What? Aren't you guys based in Red Pill? Steven Anderson, he speaks out against the you know who's and other things we can't mention in like literally the first minutes of our stream, unless we maybe mention Sam Hyde and Asmongold, which I don't know if that's even the algorithm anymore. Which there's some interesting stuff that's happened with him and Joe Rogan and JD Vance we might mention later.
Yeah.
Um, but so this guy, you don't know about this guy. So
No.
let me set the stage. He started like in like 20 years ago, like this church.
Yeah.
Um, and like I said, it's like it's a they call it the New Independent Fundamental Baptist Church. Basically, the
Okay.
old Independent Fundamental Baptist Church is the Duggars.
Yeah.
That said, I can say most people are not as weird, but this guy has about as a lot of kids, and basically what this is about. Um, I got let's just roll the intro, but I will say this. Um, the Pulse nightclub shooting and like the Paris bombings and stuff.
Yeah.
This guy and other people associated with him, um, they they praise those things happening.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So let that be the tone setter, because I know like Alpha Omega and other people like in the gaming sphere and stuff. They've talked about stuff like when it happened, like stuff related to this. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I'll let the intro roll and I'll try to explain things as they happen. But without further ado, let's get started, and hopefully I can explain what's happening as he's crashing out and
Okay.
going full Lolcow, because you never go full Lolcow.
The title of my sermon this evening is Why I Do Not Want to Continue Pastoring. Why I do not want to continue pastoring. Now, let me say this first of all. I am not quitting today, and I'm not even saying that I'm quitting at all, but I want to be very candid with you tonight about how I feel about things and what I'm going through. And, God willing, I'm going to be back here on Wednesday night preaching, and I'm going to preach as many sermons as I can, but I want to tell you that I'm very upset about my situation. And if God does not intercede in my situation and fix my situation, then I do not want to continue. Now
he's saying
look down
he
at your
wants,
Bible view. I'm going to use a lot of Bible tonight, and I'm going to get some things off my chest tonight.
God, can you give me a bailout
I
package?
apologize in advance. It might not be a very pleasant
like
sermon.
This is the equivalent of like 2008 financial crash in terms of things to do, like for your reputation. Like, as someone who posts things online.
But look what the Bible says in Exodus chapter 30.
So I'm going to skip. Basically, he uses a thing that they tend to do is they use like reference Bible verses to like back up their points and support things, and like, oh, I'm just like this guy here, and they're just going to cut past the point of all that. So here we go.
Upon the face of all the earth, and the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. And look, I just want to say this. I have never been, and anybody who knows me knows this is true, I have never been an angry or bitter person. I'm not an angry person on the day-to-day. I'm not a bitter person. In fact, people who know me know that I am optimistic almost to a fault. Like I'm always trying to find the good in every situation, be happy, be positive,
already doubting that.
Always on the sunny side of life. I mean, that is just who I am. That is how I am. Let me tell you something. Over the past few years, I have become a very angry and bitter person on the inside. Even though on the outside,
like I said,
I'm showing up and smiling and doing the best that I can, I have become extremely angry because of what my 4 evil eldest children have done to me. And what they did is so sick and so evil and so wicked, and it makes me very angry. And I've become a very angry, bitter person on the day-to-day. I'm just saying. I'm just telling the truth tonight. Proverbs 17:21 says this, he that begetteth a fool.
So,
is he going to say what his kids did?
Well, I don't know how much, like I said, we're only on like 0.2 out of like 10, like 10-ish points. I only have like up to like 37, 25 as far as like, not like the whole video, obviously, but he basically what happened
doeth it to his sorrow, and the father of a fool
he's gonna go kind of into it,
joy.
But
and you know what? That is the reality that I live
one of
with.
his kids,
the father of a fool, has no
did
joy.
a podcast
you know what?
with.
It is impossible for me to move on from this.
Even if I want to preface what I'm about to say. Just because someone goes and does something with someone and I'm saying like, oh, they're speaking out about something,
being busy with other things,
and the person that they're doing it with doesn't mean that we're approving of
about this. And I wake up every single morning, and this is the first thing on my mind. Every single morning. If I take a nap in the afternoon,
this guy's like, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Just because someone goes and does something, with someone and they host it, doesn't necessarily mean we approve of the host. Just to be clear, because the lady that his eldest daughter is like the one he brings up like later on, she went and did a podcast with this one particular guy who's a guy in quotes, if you know what I mean. And
is this like a prominent person that?
Well, I don't know. You ever heard of the name Dead Domain?
No.
Didn't think so. And I'm not, again, I'm not saying like, oh, we've gone full SJW. No, I don't think so. Like, and what I'm bringing up here is mainly a guy who, I guess I should just say it right now. Basically, what the allegations are is this is something that happened 2 years ago. But it's like a series of things that has been happening, like ever since his like public, persona has been a thing since like really like the dawn of YouTube, like 2006. He is basically one of these people who thinks like beating your wife and beating your kids, and not like it's like with wires and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. And
he says he's not an angry or bitter person. Okay.
Yeah, I know, and these are one of those people. You would not know this, but there's this one book called "Train Up a Child." That these one of those people like, oh well, you got to beat your kids, otherwise you're going to turn into like every liberal. And you got to remember this when I say liberal, their spectrum of liberal is like these are people who are like on the, like their definition of conservative is like very like, I don't like using the word extreme because there's worse things than this, obviously.
Yeah. Like if you listen to rock music, they probably think you're a liberal kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they have this just so story that like, oh, you go to like there's this missionary that went to like Africa and the music they listened to was supposedly the same beat at the voodoo priests or something. It's like when you hear like the original context, like in the 50s or the 60s, around the time of what, it's like and some of this stuff in the South as well. It's like, I wonder, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just because his Miriam Anderson, his oldest daughter, and it's not just her. There's like he just said, there's like 3 other children, one of whom, I'm being dead serious when I say this. This is not exaggeration. One of his children, from what I've heard, is like actually identifies as a Nazi.
Oh. Okay.
Like not like like not in the semantic degradation of that word that it has come under ever since like Jordan Peterson, and basically the last decade, ever since like Gamergate and all this other stuff, like actual, and even he doesn't like, and it's like one of those things where you'll see as it plays out, but it's one of those things where he's going to the full like am I so out of touch? No, it must be the kids who are wrong. That's kind of what this is. And there'll be some comparisons to other Lolcows as we get into this, and hopefully won't take up the whole stream.
This is the first thing on my mind when I wake up.
So he's basically complaining here, like
what's in
every
my
time I wake up,
I
think about
this garbage.
Like there's a verse in the Bible that says like take every captive.
It's also impossible for me to move on because multitudes of people continue
I don't
to
have
rub
the
my nose
thing
in
memorized.
this every single day, 365 days a year.
I'm not at that level of autism to do that.
Every single day slandering me and lying about me, and it never stops.
Yes.
And look,
and
like
this
I
is
said,
one of those situations with like he's talking about like, oh, I've hated all the time, and it's like
I didn't go through 40-some years of my life
the Bible says
being a positive
you're going to be persecuted all the time and all this stuff, and it's like
so that I could become a bitter,
and it's like,
angry,
for some reason this is like the breaking point or something. You know what I mean?
Because here's what the Bible says. Yeah. The Bible says, "Make no friendship with an angry man."
Yeah, and here we go.
But with a furious man, thou shalt not go. The Bible says, "An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression." The Bible says, "Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools." I don't want to go through life as an angry person. That's not the right way to go through the Christian life. It just isn't. I don't want to be angry. But I end up being filled with rage
I don't want to be angry,
at how evil my enemies are, and that what they've done to me, and that most of them seem to have gotten away with it. That's what bothers me.
Now, just imagine Christians being like, I'm so angry that all the trolls got away with it. You know?
Listen, that's serious.
Now turn, if you would, to Psalm 55. Psalm 55 in your Bible tonight. And I want to say this. I'm no stranger to persecution. I know that the Christian life is hard, okay? Over the last 21 years of pastoring this church, I have dealt with false accusations and slander, death threats, loss of jobs, multiple incidents of swatting at my house, false reports made to CPS,
a lot of these fundamentalists, they have this persecution complex
sent to me in the mail, bank accounts canceled, giving platforms canceled, social media accounts deleted,
justified,
being constantly told that I'm evil, constantly told that I'm an idiot, zero respect
there comes a certain point like, dude, you kind of dug yourself into the hole
over the
that
last
you did.
21 years.
It's like,
zero
good luck trying to dig yourself out,
lame,
you know.
Barely soul-winning old
and that's
IFB.
why you just mentioned old, you know, that's
zero respect from them.
You know,
only
that's
lies,
kind of the dynamic
slander,
I kind
and
of
trashing me,
talked about
never
earlier.
backing me up in a battle, never standing with me. The pastor,
like even the guy who
sent me out
starts
has
like
lied
supported him,
about me and slandered me
is like
nonstop for over a decade.
You know.
Yeah. How
Nothing
big
but
is
lies
this
and
church?
slander and hate from my sending pastor. I've been labeled a hate preacher, a cult leader.
From what I understand,
I
think he used to be in
and you know what?
California,
For 21
I think.
years,
No, he's like in
I
Arizona.
have borne it all with a smile.
Phoenix. I
and
get
said,
confused.
None of these
but
things
it was
move
only
me.
like just in like some
None of
strip
them
mall or
move me.
something.
Come at me,
Oh,
bro.
so not
and
like
I
a
have
huge-
gone through
It's
a lot of persecution.
no, this is
and a lot of stuff. But let me
it's
just
not
say
big
this.
at all.
You know, the things that have happened over the last 2 years are just too much. Because you know what?
Here we go.
I have gone through a lot of persecution over the 20 years of pastor, but you know, it was sustainable. It wasn't more than I could handle, right? The Lord said he's not going to tempt us above what we're able. And it was not above what I was able. It was sustainable.
And the thing is, like, a lot of these churches,
I was able to deal with it, even though it was just daily getting attacked
how I know,
and
but
trashed for so many periods of time.
I think
mean,
they're
I had
kind
the
of going.
Secret Service
The
at my
fact is, a
house.
lot of
I mean,
these
just
churches are composed of like
losing
boomers.
giant
Let's be real.
job opportunity, just all kinds of trash.
And it's one of those
People
things
just
that it's
calling
going
me
to go
up
out
of
with
the
the
blue.
I mean, maybe
Every
some Gen
family and
X's
friend
as
that
well.
I've ever had just to call me up and tell
But
me that I'm an idiot
it's
over the years.
mostly going to go out
I
because
can handle all of that.
a lot of the
all
like
of those
millennials
things.
and
But
Gen
you
Z
know
who
what?
grew up in this,
I'm a human being.
they
and
don't
there's only
exactly
so
choose
much
it.
that
You know
I
what I
can take.
mean?
And
Yeah,
this,
that's true.
over the last couple of years,
You
has
know.
been beyond the pale, and it's too much.
Especially like now,
Look what the Bible says in
everyone
Psalm
have
55,
access to
verse
the
12.
internet,
It says,
so you can
"For if
because
it
like people
was
boomers back then, they
not
couldn't
an enemy
necessarily
that
hear
reproached me, then I could have
other
borne it.
opinions or
Neither
like,
was it
takes
he
on
that
stuff.
hated me,
Yeah.
that did magnify himself against me. Then I would have hid myself from him. He's saying, look,
And speaking of that, other
it wasn't
opinions
an
and
enemy
stuff.
that
Here
reproached
we
me.
go.
I could have handled that. I can deal with being hated
and
by fags and sodomites.
Hopefully that
and
didn't
atheists. Who cares what they think? Who cares
I
what
don't
these
think
fools
so. It should be
think?
quiet enough.
Who cares what the Roman
Yeah.
Catholic pagan idolaters think?
I mean, at least the
said,
captions
hey,
didn't render it.
I can handle
I mean,
that.
not
Yeah.
that
But
we
it was
personally have an
thou,
issue with him
a
saying
man, my
it, whatever.
equal,
You know,
my guide and mine acquaintance.
I've heard
We
worse.
took
You
sweet
know,
counsel
heard worse than
together and
Porsche,
walked into the
and
house of
I'd
God
rather
and company.
for him
Let
ever.
death seize upon them and let them go down quick
Yeah,
into
like
hell.
they have this.
For wickedness is in
They
their
really
dwellings
do
and
not
among
like the
them.
Catholic
As
Church,
for
like
me,
at
I will
all.
call upon
Like,
God,
you
and
know,
the Lord shall
and
save
it's
me. So the
like-
psalmist is saying here, look,
but then you know,
I can't take it because it's so close to home.
I think like
the attack,
this guy
rather
admittedly
than
is like
just
one of the
being
only
from
like
the enemies.
of like these kind of
And you know what?
creatures
It's been a lot
seen that like
easier to handle
actually talk
betrayal
anything
and
about, like,
persecution
you
when
know,
it comes from
you know,
enemies.
the
But
based
I've
and
been
red-pilled
betrayed
Orthodox
in the
Church,
worst
which
way by
I will say,
my
like,
only physical brother.
This church
and
and,
you know
the
what?
Orthodox Church, they
my
both have
poop
like
stain of a brother,
you know,
Clint,
a similar
evil piece of crap
like,
that is my
very
brother
online,
Clint. You know, the only
like,
way
active
that he
online
could
user
have
base.
screwed
Where
me
when-
over
when
worse,
someone
betrayed
said
me
something
worse
about
would
that,
be,
someone
I think, to commit
one
adultery
of
with
their
my
own
wife.
or something, it would be like
It's pretty much the only worst thing that worthless piece of trash could have done.
That kind of thing.
I've been betrayed by my only physical
I don't wanna,
brother
like,
who I
sweep all of
trusted,
it as that, but you know,
just totally betrayed me in the worst possible way. All 4 of my adult children have totally betrayed me. My best friend and fellow pastor, Roger Jimenez.
I think I heard that Roger Jimenez guy, he
David
actually
Burzens,
got
who I
like
did nothing but good
down.
for
I think I saw something about like him
18
grooming
years.
someone.
Taught him everything,
Like
baptized him, got his
like a
wife saved,
woman.
baptized
I don't know
her,
if it was a woman or
and
girl,
him and his
but
piece of trash wife
fun
have
fact
just
about
betrayed me,
this guy,
slandered me,
the church,
evil, rotten
the
people.
college he came from,
A whole
the
nother
church
long list.
associated
I mean, we
with
could
it,
list all
which is
the
actually like
so-called
a
fake
very
pastor
big
friends
church
in the dozens.
in the old IFB.
that have stabbed me in the back.
Basically,
95 church members who abandoned me in 2024.
The guy
and
who
frankly,
headed
it's just a little
it,
much
his
for me to
son-in-law
handle. And you know
headed
what?
that
Here's
thing.
the thing.
And
on the positive side, I will say this.
let's
We
just
lost
say he's very good at
95 people
polishing
in
things.
2024. I don't think
About
anybody
what it
left the
is.
church in 2025 or 6 over this issue.
Like,
at all.
he literally did
I
something
will
in front
say
of the whole
that.
congregation.
But you know what? This kind of just intimate
and
betrayal.
Then, like a year
and just
later,
the
it found out you like crossed state lines
of me
to
and my character and me just
do
being
things
labeled
with people who
as
are
just pretty much the worst thing
like,
that you could
on the
label
edge of
anyone in
being,
America
like,
in 2026.
slightly
I'm
under
wife
the age,
beater,
if you know what I
child
mean.
abuser,
Yeah.
right? That's my legacy. That's who I
he's
am
complaining
on
about
the
his
internet
legacy.
now.
This is like,
to every single person, 1,000 times a day,
listening to the way he
10,000 times
talks,
a day. And frankly,
does
I'm
he
getting a
remind you
little
of
sick
someone else in the Lolcow verse?
Look if you would at 1 Kings chapter 19. Turn to 1 Kings chapter 19. Because
from
you know,
his
I'm not
voice,
the
I'm kinda
only
getting,
person
like,
who
Ricky
feels this way.
vibes.
I'm not the only man
really?
of God in the Bible who feels
Admittedly,
this
I haven't
way,
really
or who has
listened
ever
to
felt
Ricada
this
much.
way. Okay,
You know,
because
not
we
really.
just read
That's
Psalm
not really like
55,
gaming related.
and we got a little bit of that. We could
Yeah.
literally turn to 50 other psalms that would pretty much talk about the same type of subject matter. But here
so
we have
he
the
goes
story of
into this,
Elijah
and,
in 1 Kings chapter 19.
So, if you think that's already bad enough that he's like not, has no self-awareness.
Yeah.
But,
Look, and again, on the positive side, 2025 was objectively our church's best year ever.
oh yeah, like basically a bunch of people like
we're
left in
getting thousands of
2024 when
people
this
saved.
stuff happened.
You know,
apparently a
I
bunch
feel
of
like
people,
I've preached some of my best sermons ever
apparently
this
somehow,
year.
like,
I don't feel like the
he's like,
quality
he's
of the
getting
preaching has
canceled,
gone down.
the whole,
I feel like I've preached some of my
the whole
best
Jeremy,
sermons
my
in the last
channel's
couple
under
months
attack.
and everything.
Not
I'm doing the
literally,
best I can.
but,
I'm getting up here and I am praying for the
Because
power
the
of
thing
the
is,
Holy Ghost.
he's mostly known
I'm
online,
hard.
more for
I'm
like
trying to
online
lead
presence
the
than
best
he
that I
is,
possibly can. But I
like
am
in real life,
tortured
is my understanding.
every
Because
single
there's
day
obviously
in
the
my own
geographical.
mind.
Yeah,
And
it
I
sounds
have
like
to fight a
his space
psychological
isn't that
battle
big enough
every
to hold a lot
single
of
week
people anyways.
just to get up here and preach 3 times a week. I am tormented and fighting
tormented,
a battle
like,
in my
mentally.
own mind, a battle with myself that takes me days and days. And I don't even, almost every Sunday, I think, I'm not going to make it. Every Wednesday, I think, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. And it's like Monday, I'm just like, I don't want to preach. I got nothing to say. Screw it. Screw everything. Tuesday,
the way he's talking,
it's like,
no
I'm
joke.
trying to psych myself
There are
up
certain
just
people
to
I
get
know
up and preach
in
my
real
Wednesday
life
night sermon.
and
Just to be able to come
circles
back
that,
and preach
if
on
you
Sunday.
say
And
screw
you know
it,
what?
it's like,
The last time
that's
I felt
apparently
like this was in
the same as
2006.
dropping an actual F.
Because you know what? I've never felt
like-
this way between
like-
then and now.
like, you
in
want me to say the
2006,
real
when I
thing?
first started the church, and the church was not going the way that I thought it would, and we're struggling to get the church started, struggling to get off the ground. That's how I felt in 2006. Every single week, it was just like, this is the last Sunday. This is the last, and I didn't let that on to my wife. I didn't, Amanda didn't know that. But you know what? Like, I wanted to quit every single week. And you know what? For the last 20 years, though, you know what? I've been preaching. I've had a good attitude. I've had real joy. The joy of the Lord's been my strength. I'm not an angry person. I'm not a bitter person.
I'm not angry. I'm
I've been
not
able
bitter.
to
I keep
handle
saying
most
that.
of
I
the
gotta keep
persecution
repeating
in
it.
stride.
If I keep
and
saying
get
it,
through
it'll be reality.
But you know what? I'm at a point now where, it's just making me too mad. And the reason why is because I want God to show me that He's on my side.
Here we go.
I want God to go to bat for me. And I feel like I'm doing my part, and I want God to do His part, and I want God to go to bat for me.
This is like every
And I'm gonna talk about that
JRPG
later
final
in the
boss
sermon.
ever.
But look at
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter
God,
20, verse 7. It
because,
says, "O Lord,
people were
thou hast
mean to
deceived
me when
and
I was like
deceived."
17.
Now look, this is you're in a pretty dark place when you're praying to God and saying, God, you tricked me.
That doesn't sound very pastorally.
I know. It's like, see, that was not even in like the time, the time codes, but yeah. So basically, and then like the next one I have, he basically talks about like his brother and how basically they sent her out for like a vacation or something, and this is where he goes into the whole dead domain thing, and
abusive. Our dad, which was a great dad, it was and I was deceived, and I'm in derision daily, and everybody's mocking me every single day, and all my familiars are just sitting there conniving, and my evil piece of crap brother Clint just conniving and scheming how he could destroy me and poison my daughter's mind against me and lie and claim that his dad was abusive, our dad, which was a great dad. It was not abusive at all, but he's just a sniveling little
don't get nuked from this one. He's about
faggoty sissy that just hates his father for no reason because he's wicked. And then he poisons my daughter's mind with that crap, tells her that, oh, your parents, oh, that's not normal. He said, if 10% of what you're telling me is true, you can never go home to them. You got to stay with me, right? But that's her running away when she has this uncle poisoning her mind, saying, if 10% of what you're telling me is true,
what's interesting, I will say, is on Facebook, I've been seeing like more stuff in like my algorithm for some reason. And I think some of it might be because of everything that's happened this last week.
This is a trusted family member, that this is someone who loves the Lord, that loves us.
Supposedly, you know, like I said, he's been beating his wife or something. Not all the time. Like, one of those things that's like disciplining. Yeah, and he's describing dead domain here.
Painted fingernails.
You know, which,
and that's
again,
who
be
he
clear,
sent my daughter on a date with.
You know,
like
there's
in
probably
what universe does Pastor
it's kind of like, you know, let me tell you what it is. You remember how, like, in the civil rights movement, like they're like supposedly, I mean, I don't know all the details, and you know, obviously everyone has their own opinion because reasons, you know, it's the internet. Certain people in certain circles will have be like, oh, actually, you know, and it's like, were you a Fed? You know,
wear all the clothes that we don't allow her to wear, hang around all the people that we wouldn't allow her to hang around with, and just tell her on a date with. Get away with murder, letting her stay up till 3 in the morning and break all the rules, wear all the clothes that we don't allow her to wear, hang around all the people that we wouldn't allow her to hang around with, and just tell her, oh, your parents are bad, your parents are
it's
abusive.
like, so
I'm sorry to do this on
let me put it like this. In this
anniversary of America,
culture, if
God
a woman,
bless America,
it's one of those,
because you know
how
America
there's like the women
the
they can't wear
in the whole
something
world,
that's even slightly above the knee,
time, I feel
and then
like
they
modern American
it's one of those things where they blame the women for like, and
my
it's like,
children against me because of the fact that they're taught
I think you're making a bit of a lot of assumptions about psychology and free will and self-control, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, how can I even raise my kids in this country if they're just gonna, if everybody's just gonna tell
oh yeah,
them
I really like
the
America, it's all great,
of
and
what
you know,
the Bible is saying and what their parents are telling them, and then even their stupid uncle is gonna poison their minds. And yeah, hindsight's 2020. I should have never let her be around him. I should have cut that evil person out of my life so many years ago.
Yeah, so there's not really much else. But there is like one thing. It goes really wild, like towards this point right here.
Okay. Evan says this. It says, and shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth. And so here I kind of come to the conclusion of my sermon, okay? What is it that I want? You know, what do I want to happen? What is going to fix this for me? Well, you know what? I want exactly what
these
this
are like his conditions
says that God is going to do. I want to be avenged speedily. That's what I want.
I want to be avenged sevenfold.
That's what I want. That's all I want. I'm not asking for anything crazy. I'm asking for one thing. I want to be avenged speedily. Now, if you would, go to Exodus chapter 21. So what is it that I want? I want God to fix my situation, and I want to be vindicated publicly. I want to be publicly vindicated. I do not deserve to have my reputation trashed and slandered to the level that it has
Dragon Balls.
You know what? I'm willing to be lied about,
or the genie from Aladdin.
Hey, count all joy when people, you know, say all manner of evil against you falsely. I've been doing that for 21 years. This
even
is
the captions
extreme.
are going all caps.
This is beyond the pale, and I'm sick of it. And I don't want to put up with it anymore.
If you put this to text, it'll be so like so many
I want my
all caps
reputation
and
to
everything.
be fixed. That's what I want.
Well, I know YouTube does that.
Well, I would say either A.
Hey, you know, you'll have stuff, weird stuff like Obama apparently won Vietnam in that one video.
Evil things that
I forget which one it was.
And I want them to admit that they lied.
So he basically wants them to admit that you basically
about the discipline that
run
they
all
received.
that back.
I want them to publicly admit that they were wrong.
It's like
publicly tell the world that we were good parents because
there's
that
a
is
thing
the
that
truth.
happens.
And you know what?
Maybe you believe that. Maybe you don't believe
I guess,
that. I don't care.
Video, you know.
I was there and I know it's the truth. And you know what? You might be sitting there thinking, well, Pastor Anderson's a great man of God. He's spirit-filled.
So if you're wondering why,
works, but
so here's like the thing that this is like the last thing I got. There is a breakdown he has at the end, and let's just say it, because here's the thing. His family is in the service, as I'm sure you can imagine. You know.
Oh, you mean like they're physically there?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So that what you're about to see,
crazy.
Just this is like gonna be the cap off, and then I'll show you, and I'll paste in who he reminds me of after this.
That's option number one. And you know what? I understand that people have.
So option number one is like the whole like, you know, I hope they apologize, which, you know,
make your apology, your YouTube
and I
apology
understand
video.
that God is not to blame. I'm not blaming God.
Yeah, I'm not blaming
for
God.
what those
you know?
evil, wicked, rebellious punks did.
Even though I want them to like basically,
because you know what? It's not God's fault.
Bail me out of like
this whole world is filled with evil.
You know, because
this
of my
whole
ego.
world is filled with wickedness. This whole world is filled with sin. We can't just blame all the wickedness of our world on God, because it's human beings. It's our trash society. It's feminism. It's bullcrap preachers like David Berzins and Jason Robinson and Tommy McMurtry and Jared Pizarnsky with all their weak trash.
Yeah,
all their weird, stupid,
I only know one
compromised trash teaching on the family. It's America and our culture that's pro-feminist and pro-fact. I'm not blaming God.
It's a small bump.
Because you know what? God can't make those children get right with God. It's up to their own free. Our culture that's pro-feminist and pro-fact. I'm not blaming God. Because you know what? God can't make those children get right with God. It's up to their own free will. And maybe they're just going to continue in their wickedness all the way to the bitter end. And that's why there's option B, you know, because I don't expect God to sit there and violate somebody's free will. But, you know, obviously I want them to come out and publicly apologize and make things right. But you know what? Option B is in God's control.
Yeah,
and
so
this is why I'm
it's like the
a
thing
little
where
upset. This is why I'm mad. Because option B is that I want God to punish them in a spectacular public way.
I hope I didn't skip
so that
over,
I can be vindicated and so
like
the Lord can show that he's on my side. And I'm talking about my brother Clint, and I'm talking about my 4 evil, rebellious children, and I'm talking about Paul Wittenberger.
Paul Witten, I don't know who that is exactly, but it's like some
they either need to get right
thing.
with God, or they need to reap the whirlwind, or I am not going to continue pastoring. I'm just telling you that right now. And you know what? If God loves me so much, and God wants to bless me so much, and God wants to use me so much as he has for the last 20 years, you know what? I'm asking God to throw me a bone here and do something for me.
I feel like this guy would lose a debate with a Reddit
and you know,
atheist.
There are a lot of other bonus enemies that would be great too.
Yeah, it's like,
but those are the big ones.
This would be like a big giant like hitch slap back in the day.
Yeah.
And look, any of these people, any of these wicked people who participate in this,
over it. Let me see if I can find
he's done a lot of great works. I sacrifice with them. I love them. And you know what? I sacrifice with them. I love them. And you know what? I had probably the best relationship with my daughter that I could possibly imagine any father having with his daughter is the relationship that I feel like I had with Miriam. Do you know how surreal it is to watch her go on YouTube with some faggot in drag, a literal man in drag, and just tell lies about me and trash me and say all these things? I mean, it's just unbelievable. You know, and it's like, and ask me how motivated I am to have a super close relationship with my teenage daughter, Rebecca, right here, 17 years old.
Yeah, here we go.
And my teenage daughter, Anna, right here, 15 years old. You know, it's kind of hard for me to even want to invest in that relationship when I had the perfect, ideal relationship with Miriam, and that's what she did to me. And you know what? I love you, Rebecca. I love you, Anna. But you know what? It's hard for me to even be able to have that kind of a relationship with you.
Wow. Yeah.
I want them to publicly admit that what they did was evil and wrong and to take back the wicked things that they said.
Okay. And then after that, he does the option B thing they mentioned. But yeah, that's
that was crazy.
and obviously, and just think, there's like 20 more minutes of this. You know, he said he was like out of his material for like, you know, like 33, 34 minutes in, and I mean he just keeps going. Apparently, I haven't seen the whole. I have not seen the whole thing. Someone's gonna be like, "You're taking this out of context." What context? I mean, the guy literally just said he doesn't think he'll be able to love his children, his biological children, you know, and based on what I've said, which I mean, people can go and look it up. Like Alpha Omega Sin, he did a video reacting about this, you know, reacting to like the Paris bombings and what this guy said about the Paris bombings and how like this is when people think
of Alpha Omega Sin specifically reacted to this guy, what he said about it.
Yes, there was like a video. Okay. If you type in like Alpha Omega Sin Steven Anderson, you'll literally see it pop up.
Okay.
And you know, it's so, and you know, here's the thing. If you want to know why, not all, because I mean, a lot of it, I mean, everyone comes up with different cultural backgrounds, you know, they're raised in different ways. But you know, if someone was raised like this and they wanted to go full, you know, leftist, not that I would agree that they should go that way. I would understand why, you know.
Yeah.
You like get me. Their thing is like get me as far away from that as much as possible. You know.
Yeah. Like, this is how you get your kids to tune out. Yeah.
Like this is like, you know, some people will be like, "Oh, you got to be hard on them." You know, you stupid millennials. You're not. You're pussies compared to what we go through. It's like, okay, well, just because you hard on your kids doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna love you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, there's having high standards, and then there's going off the freaking edge, like Steven Anderson here, who has as much of an ego as. Tell me if this guy sounds similar to who Asmongold's reacting to here.
43-year-old man cries about being featured on live stream fails after
complaining
about only receiving $20 for playing a video game for 3 hours and it goes viral.
Essentially, I had the best.
If he just sounded like a little more nasal,
Black Ops 7 I've ever had.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
My own teammate.
Oh, I did not know if you go full first person.
That is not an exaggeration.
Oh, okay, no, just for the clip. Because I know for you, it's going to be, you know.
Is this the best one? Is this
I can't believe they have nuked
out. Oh my god!
Black Ops 7, like, you know.
I was in like the top 3.
Reskinned, obviously, but
the top 3 what?
Like,
oh my god,
he has a similar voice.
And
I'm like thinking, man, are they like secretly related or something? You know, like distant cousins, and it's like,
so this is like a reverse revisionist history. Okay, got it.
Because I had 2 times, almost 3 times kill death ratio.
Yeah, that's Steven Anderson and his Crash Out. Very hilarious. I know it's not exactly a gaming related thing, like talking about anything with Phil or a low tier god or freaking Billy Mitchell and his conflict with Discount villain from Blade Runner, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I saw this and I was like, oh my god, we have to react to this, because you know, imagine if that went like, because right now it's only just like small things. Imagine if like everyone like came out and just like, he's just, I mean, I don't really care how it goes either way, you know, but you know, it's like one of those things. It's like you never think you don't think it's gonna get that bad. Like he's actually gonna burn him, like light himself on fire and burn himself alive like this.
Yeah.
And it actually happened, you know. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, like, you know, places like certain farms that you know, may or may not have kiwi and lemons and oranges and whatever else. And I'm sure a lot of people have like been like, yeah, this guy is just as cringe as Chris Chan and DSP and everyone else we could mention. So yeah, that's and just to think, imagine growing up with like not as extreme as that, but like stuff kind of similar to it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could understand why people rebel against that.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's you say that's literally the language that they use. Like like like, oh, you're a rebel if if you have like slightly long hair, or like if your hair goes like slightly below the ear, and it's like, and the thing is, that's and yeah, that's gonna be the end of like that. We're gonna go into Sonic racing here, but if you're unless you have something else you wanted to say or something else you want me to pull up on the watch party.
No. I'll just take a couple minutes to change the stream around for the Switch. So if you want to put up something in the meantime. Actually, no, it wouldn't even be visible. So
I was gonna say I don't have access to the stream. That would be pretty cool though. Cool if like both of us had like were like able to do things at the same time.
Yeah.
I could put like a I don't know. Put up like an ultra combo, like Maximilian do an ultra combo or something, like video from like Killer Instinct.
But yeah, I'll be back in a minute. So if you want to like talk about something in the meantime.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, stuff like this is like, I mean, it's why people, they go crazy. I mean, it's like, and the thing is, it's interesting. This is something, maybe you can like echo this. What I find interesting about these SJW types and leftists is that they're evangelical in a very similar way to the fundamentalists that are, like Steven Anderson and people who preceded him and will unfortunately probably, follow in his footsteps. You'll have those people like, oh, he was right about everything, and ignore like all, ignore this and anyways, so yeah, it's kind of a wild, situation, to have that just become like big and in my attention and everything. So Prodigy, hey, how's it going? Yeah, so we have some other stuff to talk about regarding while we're going to be racing and probably sucking hard, or who knows, maybe we'll get lucky. But anyways, stuff about Asmon Gold apparently. JD Vance apparently did something with Joe Rogan, and certain other happenings in the last week, or maybe literally in the last 24 hours. Revelations that we already that people who paid attention to things in 2020 or the end of 2020, to be more precise. I mean, already knew, and I have a feeling it'll probably be another case of nothing ever happens. But sometimes you gotta hold out hope and not give in to like doomerdom or black pilling, because that's a lot better than the alternative. Players on this, real party going. Oh, we got video. We got video. Using freaking airsoft guns for your defense or bullets. Welcome to the game free Markiplier's what? Markiplier's Redemption. Interesting. Get that going. I'm gonna get the volume mixer going. Uh-oh. The game did not freeze. Yeah, so Immortalix, he's currently setting up things on his end as far as like voice and all that. Yeah, for those who are joining in, which we appreciate your time and attention. we just got through reacting to a pastor who's been very notorious since like 2006 and the start of his online career. And if you want to go and check that out, go ahead. But we'd like it if you'd stick around for this. Us crashing and burning in the crossing of the worlds. Which I will say, it's interesting that it seems like Sega has like Cross and like a lot of their like current games going on right now, like Crossworlds for this, Crossroads for freaking Virtua Fighter 6, which hopefully hopefully it won't be all new characters. I would like to see like Jackie and Kage, even if they're like even if like and I hope that like Kiryu is like the Yakuza guest character rep, not freaking Ichiban, because Kiryu is like, I mean, even they are like, even in Yakuza 8, it's like they're really trying to push for Kiryu more than Ichiban. At least that's what it seems like to me.
Kiryu-chan.
Hey, he's back.
Yes, sir.
He should have been like Majima. I'd be like, Kiryu-chan.
Kiryu-chan Daisuke.
You say that, and his Goromi thing. He would for those who didn't know, we reacted to like I know I just mentioned while he was setting things up for the Switch and everything. I talked about invite sent. I talked about what we were reacting to earlier, and that bastard would not like Goromi. That's all I'm gonna say. He would be like, someone would be like, this is just like, their kids would like play that, and they would be like, it's an optional thing you don't have to do. I'd be like, get it out of here! Get it out of here now! Which always sucks. It's like, you just want to, like, hey, I'm just playing the game for this. I'm not playing it. It's like they have this like assumption, like, oh, you're obviously playing this because you want to be like this or that. It's like, no. So is Karma joining us, or?
He didn't respond yet.
Okay. I'm ready to go then. You can always join the party later.
Yeah.
What do they call it on like PlayStation for like parties?
I think they just call it party.
Oh, okay. So I know Xbox, I was like party, and have like party chat and stuff.
Yeah, they call it at least on the PlayStation app, it's still called party chat. Oh.
I was like thinking it's like either group, or they could be like posse, or like band. I like band. What's that one game? Total Overdrive or something, where they sing a song whenever you game over. It has like the weird, like, it looks like early pre-rendered 3D.
Oh, I don't think I know that game.
It's the song literally goes, "You are dead, dead, dead. You are dead, dead, dead." It's like an actual full-on song about you dying and your everything. It's like Total Overdrive or something, or Meltdown or something.
Okay.
But I would love it if, I think you're just like the one guy in that game. But I would love like a music rhythm, like RPG sort of thing. And instead of calling it band, it's like they're calling it party. It's a band.
Yeah. I'm surprised Sony didn't do that, because they did trophies instead of achievements.
What now? Oh, like changed their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't so out of like the loop with like achievements and stuff. I kind of forget they're a thing. I've been playing like emulator stuff on emulators, or real hardware recently.
Well, I know like everyone on like our emulation and like the retro game core kind of sphere, they're all like, retro achievements, so you got to use retro achievements. Oh look, our new Chinese handheld has support for retro achievements.
And it's like, I'm like, what do you want it to say? Like something clever, or you like whenever I get like the freaking Stone mask, if I feel like getting it, and Symphony of the Night, do I want it to be like a big giant JoJo reference or something? Because that's kind of what it is.
Also, like most of the time when I'm like playing a cheap Chinese handheld or like emulation in general, I'm usually playing something I've already played before. So it's like, who cares? Like I'm gonna play like Metroid Fusion is your mission like another 200 times, so like who cares if it has
You know, one thing.
achievements every time you do a certain thing.
Yeah, Futaba in Persona 5.
Yeah.
And like the I think whenever you get her romance route, you know,
Yeah.
one of the things she says like, she says, oh, the notification's gonna appear up in the screen. And I'm like thinking, you know, they should have had like, I think it might just be like if you're playing it the first time, it's like, oh, you get like a social rank up to 10 or romance, you achieve a romance or whatever.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was like such a missed opportunity to not have like one that's like you romanced Futaba or whatever, you know, like like, you know, on cue, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? We're doing the slime already?
Oh, I didn't get any slime.
So I know I mentioned talking about some other people, and apparently Asmongold has graduated from being a dirty loser with a dirty room, and you know, gotten dental work, and finally found love, apparently, or something.
Oh yeah, I
something.
didn't like look into that, but I did see a clip of like some girl walking past his camera.
I just remember like an hour before we streamed, I was like looking up like, I forget. I think what it was is it was something else we'll talk about. Is Joe Rogan and JD Vance.
Yeah.
Which,
I saw a few clips from that, but I didn't really like watch it. Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm like thinking, man, my man's found love. I mean, doing better than me, you know.
Yeah. I was watching somebody else react to the JD Vance thing, and it was the part where he was talking about the Epstein files.
Oh yeah, that's like a big clip, and I'm assuming I only read the comments. Like one of the top comments, like the Joe Rogan experience is me just going to the comments section. Like the top comment on that actual full video now. Yeah, they're like, yeah, we don't really like, man, they're just dodging questions and.
Shit, I accidentally left, but I was just like screwing around on the D-pad and then.
Oh, okay, that happens. But yeah, they went to like the comments and they're like, I'm assuming it's the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, he's really not saying a whole lot specific.
Yeah,
you know, because
it was that, and then well, the guy who was reacting to it, he was basically, him and the comments were like all saying the same thing, and this isn't like a new point at all, but it was basically like everyone who's like getting on them for the Epstein files, they didn't care when Biden was in office, you know, like nobody was banging on doors like, oh, release it, like, you know, it's the same people who like posted the picture of like Trump and Epstein from like 30 years ago. Meanwhile, like Epstein has been with like 70% of like Democrat politicians, and like Trump is the one who, like, you know, he did kind of blow the whistle on Epstein once.
Yeah, blew the whistle, and I don't know if he was like the smoking gun or like the camel that broke the thread that broke the needle that broke the camel's back. On you know, I sent you an invite, by the way.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were able to exit or not.
Oh yeah, I exited. I probably should have said that.
Okay.
But yeah, I was it's like the same like thing, like, oh, here's Tio and his puppet again, his like little shoe in.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is I'm ashamed to admit I pulled up like a Ben Shapiro video. But you know what he said at the start. You know how sometimes some of these like content creators now they'll have like a preview of what they want to say or something that they'll say about like someone or something.
Like they're coming up in this video kind of thing.
Yeah. It was I just kind of listened to that while I was having something to eat. And he's like, you know, I do not support someone who's trying to do like socialist. Because I guess my understanding, because I did look at one of the comments. They did say something about like, I guess basically JD Vance wants to do some weird. He wants to push things toward. I mean, I say JD Vance. Maybe it's more like Teal via Vance wants to push things towards you know, like a compromise between libertarianism and socialism, I guess.
Yeah.
What the fuck? We got timed out.
Okay, did it boot us out? Or...
I'm not. Did you like booted me out online?
Oh yeah, it booted me out too.
maybe we're flying a little too close to the sun tonight, considering all the stuff we talked about and certain words that were said, and they're like, "Oh, we need to stop these guys. They're too close." You know. Yeah, I remember like the vibe I got was like, man, I hope like I'm more hyped for like Rubio, and I'm like thinking, well, he's literally he literally is gonna do everything if he's like invited, you know.
Yeah.
Or he's elected. I mean, I literally saw like a meme of like him like as a Dell employee. I'm just imagining like some ad he does, or like someone just like he's just like doing for a campaign, or he's like just there, he's volunteering to help, and someone says like Marco Rubio, and they like do like a selfie or something, and he's just like dressed like a regular ass like Dell employee. Which I guess for normies that would be like a laptop to use. Although I feel like Gen Z nowadays, I don't really
don't even know what a computer is.
Well, like I don't even. I feel like they use a lot more like Chromebooks or something, or stuff.
Like if they do have a computer, it's probably something like that, or like something that's like you have to stream everything.
It's something where I would be going full Richard Stallman and be like shaking him and be like, "What are you doing?" You know.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Is this? Oh, here we go. For a second, I was like, "Oh, great, we're gonna get booted again."
Oh, okay. It finally loaded on my end.
5 guys. I like that. I hope that guy had the hamburger baptized in grease or whatever. That was what I had. The only thing I had as far as hamburgers was that thing, and it's certainly something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, here's the thing. I feel like regardless, unless something dramatic happens. Oh, hey, I got the winning vote here. Speaking of voting, actually, now that I mention it, so yesterday, President Trump revealed something that a lot of people on certain forums and Reddit alternatives and other things kind of already uncovered and put together, and it's that the 2020 election was stolen, and probably because of the thing is, like, I think he primarily pointed to like Chinese influence. Yeah. And I remember seeing like in real time like servers like connecting to like stuff in Italy, and maybe that was just like a coordinated thing using China. China was coordinating, and like China was doing like the whole like I'm hiding behind like 50 million proxies meme or whatever.
Yeah.
What do they call those memes where it's like the guy in like the freaking like old timey suit? Like there's like advice animals, like what people use, like the old like classic format.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing that like a lot, like 20 years ago, like stuff like it. Like I think I saw someone like when I was like 10 or 11, they had like a shirt like something like, "Why do you need life when you just have video games?" And it's like the same kind of format sort of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
World? You just announced something. I didn't quite make it out. Lunar Bat. Isn't that like a name of an enemy in like Mega Man?
Probably is.
Like what's the Mega Man X? What's the vampire guy named in Mega Man X or 8 or whatever, or 7?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. So I know I remember like there was like a Some Call Me Johnny thing where if you push the right buttons, it'll play like the Ghosts and Goblins theme when you're starting a level.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But I think it's like one of the SNES games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as far as like the voting thing and all that goes, I would like to be optimistic, but as certain memes will tell you, nothing ever happens.
Yeah. And it's like if we do win the next election, it's most likely going to be like Vance. So it's like, is
That's
he just
because,
going to do like Peter Thiel stuff, or you know, anything going to happen? Anything good going to happen?
Nothing good, like, permanently is going to happen, you know?
Yeah. Is it just going to be like this again, where like, oh, we arrested 100 illegals? It's like, okay, can we do more? Can we do more than that? Can we get the H-1Bs out of here, please?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's Peter Thiel, Mr. Super, you know, technical guy. Like, you'd think he'd be like pushing for, you know, Palantir to do, you know, some. I mean, the guy's like a big giant, you know, capitalist supposedly, right? Like he's like a libertarian and all that. Why is he not like, well, like, I mean, I would assume that. I mean, obviously he's probably in it for himself. I mean, let's be real here, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you know, what would be good for him would also be good for like everyone else, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of other weird stuff, like this like weird dialogue society thing that I saw like a headline about. I mean, granted, the other thing I will say is that I'm aware that probably some of the criticism and some of the stuff about the flock cameras being like destroyed and like taken down, some of it is because like, oh, people are like, oh, it's used for like by ICE and stuff. My thing is more just, I mean, granted, everything. I mean, literally,
it's like yeah, now it's being used by ICE, but if somebody else gets in office, it's going to be used by them for their stuff. So it's like,
and the thing is, as much as we like might say like, you know, surveillance bad and stuff, fact is we have phones, and you know, as certain people of the Snowden variety revealed, the NSA is always watching and listening.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know how much of that they actually store, like permanently. Be like, oh yeah, let's reference this. Let's have this so we can reference it later. Excuse me. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting that some of the stuff that's been happening lately with various people.
Yeah, I haven't been like super keeping up. That's like 2-3 weeks.
Well, you know, that's actually probably a good thing, you know, to a certain extent, because, I mean, there's a certain extent, yes, you want to be informed on things, but there's another sense in which, do you have to be informed on, like, every small thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're, like, if you see, like, something that's upsetting, it's like, there are some things that are worth, like, you know, keeping up with, like, the various Linux builds that are Linux distros that are not, you know, cucking themselves out, or finding out which ones are cucking out. But you know, to certain regulations of the age verification variety and all that. But you know, it's just a matter of like being just a matter of like being prepared for some of that stuff. Like, you know, I have multiple like Linux ISOs, not anything, you know, like weird. It's just, you know, regular ISOs you get off the website, you know.
Yeah. It's not hacking the mainframe.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, the whole, like, you can use Linux for hacking, you really, there's, like, one specific distro for that. You know, and that's, well, you know, I won't say what it is. If you know it, if you know, you know. So when is, Ray and Asuka coming to, I was gonna say coming to Smash, but, you know.
I believe sometime next month.
A lot of.
I don't remember if it was part of the season pass or if it's free.
And it seems like it's an awful big lead up time between announcement and you know, this.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, it's time to go crazy. Yeah, there's a YouTuber. I wouldn't call him like a YouTuber in the sense of like a big creator, but it's kind of surreal to see someone like post a video about like their experience at a mall. And I don't know if you saw the video I shared with you the other night, where the guy was like with his family, and apparently like they were trying to do something with like a Animal Crossing like picture and Pokemon Go picture.
Oh
thing.
Yeah, and he said there was like a shooter at the mall or something.
Yeah, there's an active shooter, and I was like, oh, like I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't even, I can't even imagine like there,
Yeah.
like there's a certain sense like at work, like they'll show the videos. It's like, okay, well, that's probably never gonna happen here, and
Yeah.
I would say it's a little bit less likely without saying anything in particular about where I work or who I work for, or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a certain sense, like, if you're just going out somewhere, this could happen. I mean, it's one of those things that happen anywhere. And it's not like, oh, we need to regulate the guns and everything. It's like, well, it's just that's how it is,
Yeah.
That is weird to see, like, a monster truck on the water. That was like wild. I was like, man, like I like something like that. If I had kids, I'd be like, I'd be kissing them to bed, and I'd be like, hey, I'm so glad. I'm so glad we're you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Got him, 619. That's what they're saying right now, because they're above us. And of all people, they're Cream the Rabbit, playing on easy mode. One of the comments I love the most is what's that one video? What's the one Almost Dead for Shadow the Hedgehog, for like the bad ending or the villain ending or whatever. One of the comments like, so this is Cream's theme, right? Which is fun. That is the fact that song with its lyrics, God is dead, he's a joke, or hell's a joke. It's like
and the game's like rated E10.
I think you could get away with saying Shadow the Hedgehog is like, in a bad way, the revengeance of Sonic games.
Yeah.
I would love to see like someone remake it and be like, Shadow the Hedgehog, revengeance,
Yeah. I mean, in concept, they with enough time and skill and talent, they could have made it work. But I heard like they had like the American side do Shadow the Hedgehog, and of course, as typical with Sega back then, they didn't really give them a whole lot of time to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're like, so give Shadow a gun, I guess.
Yeah. So like they were doing that while like the Japanese side was working on Sonic 06.
While also Yuji Naka was hightailing it out of there.
Yeah, Yuji Naka was having issues, and then they split Sonic team in half again to do Secret Rings. So you had like 3 separate Sonic teams.
It's
from the original Sonic 2.
It's the first that is chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love like a game where it's like a situation like a Project X Zone, or is it X Zone or is it Cross Zone?
It's probably Cross Zone, but I just say X Zone.
Yeah, I'm saying that because like I looked at like Namco Cross Capcom. I'm like, okay, it's probably like the same thing, same series. I mean, it used like the same like artwork, Yeah. And sprites. But which I you want to talk about a game that's longer than you expect? Look no further than Namco Cross Capcom, according to the How Long to Beat. That game is apparently 95 hours long.
Jeez.
But it's also one of those things where it's like, it looks like only so many people have played it. Because like How Long to Beat has like 4 different scores, like depending on if you're trying to be a completionist and all that.
Yeah.
And it's just like the main story plus extras or whatever. So for all I know, it could just be like only 2 people have played it, which probably checks out because it's like a Japanese game. It's only like there's a translation patch and everything, obviously, but I will say it is cool that we have all these games that are like translated to English, and obviously one can debate and argue back and forth about whether the translations are good and everything.
Yeah.
But I can at least like go and be like, hey, if you want to play Live Alive, like this original SNES version of Live Alive, it's like right there. Granted, people just play like the Switch version, but
Yeah. the Switch version is probably like the worst localization of all.
Of
Like-
Live Alive.
Yeah, with how much they gutted it and like
I mean,
made
I will.
everything like gender neutral and all that.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. I just remember seeing like a clip of like a character telling like one of the different people you play as, like be like piss off, old man. I'm like, I don't know if that's what's. I mean, maybe in Japanese that's one way to render it. Like
Yeah, and well, there was other stuff like censorship stuff too. That's like somebody would one character would tell another one off and be like, "Oh, you're a stupid woman," but in the localization it was be like, "Oh, you're stupid."
You know what? I think I do remember. I think you just unlocked a core memory for me of something about that. Like some of that stuff is like I remember something about it. It's like, okay, well, what? See, the problem is for me, I just know like I'll just play the original translation from like 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
But some of the translations are so old that like I remember Final Fantasy 3. Some call me Johnny. He was like reviewing it. Because I mentioned possibly doing like a marathon, and kind of wanted to get an idea, and oh boy, that game becomes a crystallized dick at the end in more ways than one.
Okay.
People who I specifically said crystallized, and people who know, but the translation when the game starts up says, "Do not use this in Nesticle." One of like the earliest emulators. Probably still can get it on Zolfar's domain. Which, speaking of people who have more influence on things that they shouldn't, Zolfar actually, in a rare moment of like, holy shit, we have someone on our side. Well, maybe not on our side, but like a moment of like of true sanity. It's like he actually called these trolls out for what they are.
Yeah. I didn't. Before I saw that, I didn't even know he was on Twitter or like still active.
Oh, he has a YouTube channel. He actually has put his face online. He actually did an interview with the ZSNES creator.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I'm trying to remember if I shared that with you. I might have shared it with with someone I won't mention, but I mentioned to you before, privately, because that person, that was like, I don't know if that's how he got into emulation, but he's one of the OGs, and he introduced me into emulation and anime and video games and all this stuff. He actually is the one who showed me how to do a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. You know who I'm talking about. It's just I'm not because we're live.
Yeah.
Blaze Lancer. I kind of like that name.
High Caliber X. This will probably be the last race for the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was looking at Big, and I just realized, I hope his winning animation is not time to get serious. He like he's just doing his come hither thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see how long I can get to maintain first place for. And I just lost it. Now I got it back. It's like home run contest.
Yeah.
I do wish they had more stuff to do, like after like Brawl. I feel like that's the last time they did anything like with like bonus whatever.
Yeah, all that stuff for me was a ton of value for Smash, and it was like a lot of fun. And then like Smash 4, especially the Wii U version, felt like it had nothing to do outside of the main.
Outside of like the Smash Party, which
outside of the actual smashing main.
Well, like the weird like Smash like Mario Party thing that they had, Smash Run or whatever.
Well, even Smash Run is better than what the Wii U version had.
Oh wait, that's okay. I forget what it was called on the Wii U, like the like because I know that Smash Run is like the like roguelike. I didn't even play the 3DS version, but like a weird roguelike. I just know the Wii U version had like a weird board game that the rules of victory were completely unclear.
Yeah.
So that might be because I've just never really played Mario Party. You know, maybe
Well,
it's
it's
like
not even that. It's just like it's not even fun. Like, and it's nowhere near as like deep as even Mario Party.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we're gonna get the Mario Party near crossover of like, you know, like, oh, this is what all this means. This is what Yoko Taro meant by this. Oh, I always love it when I'm coming up to a spike ball.
Ah, shit.
Tornado.
Yeah. Of course, I get the invincibility right after I get hit by it. That's always nice.
Oh, shit.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Top 3. I'll take that for the final race at least.
Nice.
Hey, great. Yeah. Sugoi. Are we loading?
Anytime now. There we go. Hey, 4th place. I'll take it.
Oh, wow. That's
Not bad.
not bad for the last one. It's like one of those things you like win. It's like quit while you're ahead. You know.
Yeah.
Which I could say
We usually end on a worse note than that.
Yeah. Which, you know, that's one thing you could say for all these lolcows that we've opened the stream with. Like, you know, like there's a certain point, like once you do a thing, like maybe don't like if like you get negative pushback.
Yeah.
Maybe don't stoke the flames. Don't pour oil and gas and whatever else on the fire. You know.
Yeah.
Because you know, the internet does not forget. You know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one other thing, like that whole thing of like Steven Anderson and being like, yeah, I hope my reputation gets fixed up. It's like Bob Chandler being like, get that, you telling Chris like, get that deleted off the internet now, and it's
You
like,
uploaded it. You unloaded it.
yeah, Chris is just like, I'll take care of it. He just doesn't follow up with it because he thinks it's like you can just like delete stuff off the internet.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy because, like, you know, I mean, obviously that guy's career at GE. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't necessarily require, you know, the internet. I mean, for all I know, I think he was like retired, like by the 2000s, right? Or 90s,
Chandler?
or, yeah, his father.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, probably not really aware of like the internet, or at least not the internet as we understand it today, you know, or even the 90s, you know. Because technically, you know, the internet's been around since ARPANET in the 50s or the 60s or whatever. But, you know, yeah, this has been a stream that's gone places. We went to places.
Yeah, we hope this was interesting for you guys.
We appreciate, you know, any, you know, attention, any, you know, support, advice, you know, we appreciate the watch time just in general, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And as we're winding down now, we hope you will join us for our next stream, whenever that is. Like, comment, subscribe, hype if you can. We uploaded a new Let's Play on our Let's Play channel. Metroid Prime 1, so please go check that out.
Part.
It's the first part. So please go check that out. Leave a like on that as well. Share the stuff with your friends. Subscribe, notifications, all that good stuff.
And we also have other channels like Tread Dangerously as well. I know we have
there should be links for everything in the description.
Yeah, and you know, some of that stuff is, you know, not been uploaded to for a while, and you know, we just kind of upload things whenever we record it, and also whenever, you know, it's edited and ready to go. You know,
so yeah, check out all that fun stuff, and we will see you guys next time.
Yeah.